All right. Well, congrats on that win. How do you feel like you and your team are playing right now?
I mean, it's still a bit of a flip, whether we are getting whether we are playing how we want to or whether we are like inting. I think even in the game, for example, game 4, I think we kind of inted by leaving Varus alone sometimes, and they kind of got ahead, not ahead, but like they got back into the game because we, just disrespected their like globals, right? And I think in general, I think we're playing like decent for how we played before. How do you say? Before like Worlds or like even during the first games of Planes, right? So I think we're improving, but pretty slowly, I would say.
Gotcha. Yeah, so obviously, I know a big storyline coming into this whole thing was the fact that you guys hadn't won a best of 5 yet so far this year. Now that you've finally checked that box off the list for this season, is that like a big kind of chip off your guys' shoulder, or was that whole storyline kind of overplayed in your opinion?
I mean, to be honest, I didn't really like care about it because I was just really happy that we made Worlds because we had such a bad spring, right? And then with Niski coming in, we kind of fixed our problems, right? We finished tied to first in summer. So I was like happy with our improvement. Of course, like the playoffs were kind of bad from us. I think we just misidentified like what we wanted to play and what we wanted to do in draft, right? I think we also played badly, of course. And some people might say like we don't deserve it, right? Maybe other teams deserve it more than us. But I think I hope, or at least I hope that we can show tomorrow that we are still a good team, right? And we still deserve to make group stages, even though, of course, we didn't have to win a best of 5. In general, we don't really care about like these, storylines or whatever, like if they didn't win a best of 5, they must be terrified about it, whatever, because every game is just League of Legends, right? And there are no curses, like I'm not a believer in that, and I think that's why we won today.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited to hear, that stuff, all the noise, the haters or whatever haven't been getting to you guys. I know you say you don't really care about the storylines and stuff, but another storyline that I want to at least ask about is something even the broadcast was starting to pick up and stuff today was all the memes and stuff about Arma mostly playing Gnar or being a Gnar one trick or anything like that. Are you concerned at all potentially that you guys might be limited a little bit in the draft in some ways? Do you think you guys still have plenty of picks and strategies that you're going to be able to pull out on a high level? How are you feeling about stuff like that right now?
I mean, for sure, because like enemy teams banning Aatrox now, for example, in first rotation is a really big deal, I would say, in draft, like committing to like champions already like for one player, which are like, I mean, that decently matter, right? I think we all know that Armut plays them really well, and of course he's better on those champions than on others, right? But I think we know that we have like other picks prepared as well. Of course, you can't play like 2 champions the entire worlds, right? I think that's kind of obvious, and I think that's why we also like tried in streams that we just play different champions, right? And if they give us it on, like if they want to give us Aatrox or now on stage, of course we're gonna take it, right? And it happened too many times, maybe. I think they figured out that they have to take the Gnar away in game 4, but of course we still had the Ornn prepared, so it was no big deal. So I think I'm not too worried. Of course we are better on our comfort picks, right? I think that's every team, but of course we have more champions.
Yeah, no, yeah, it makes sense. And like you said, you guys were able to pull out the Ornn and still get a dub in game 4, so that was good to see. One other thing I wanted to ask you about the series specifically today, did you think this series was going to be this close? Are you disappointed at all that you guys dropped one of these games, or are you just happy that you won the series in general and it doesn't really matter?
I mean, for myself, I'm really disappointed in how I played game 2. I think I really like kind of almost solo lost the game on like playing my early game was just really bad, right? That's why I'm mostly disappointed. I'm not really disappointed that we lost like the game, because it's on my shoulders, right? And of course we all made some mistakes, and they played pretty well. They drafted a comp that was like really weird, I would say, like with the Vayne top, right? They kind of caught us off guard with that. Mm-hmm. But I think in general, I think we played decent today. I think we showed some new picks, right? Like, for example, the Tam Kench on bot lane and other picks as well. And yeah, in general, I think we played decent. Better than we expected to us, because we had like some rough scrims. We had some rough stage games as well. But yeah, I'm just happy that we won.
Yeah, pulled out the dub at the end of the day. That's all that matters. You guys are advancing on. I wanted to ask about one more of the players on your team. I know I was watching the post-game interview just now with El Yoya, and he was talking about how he's not necessarily feeling the pressure. He's played on the international stage before, but he made a little comment about the fact that Unforgiven might be a little nervous or might be playing a little bit more scared than usual. Have you noticed anything different going on with Unforgiven, and how is that for you, a guy with some more experience, having to guide a bot lane partner that might be a little newer to some of this stuff?
I mean, it's for sure true that he might be playing a bit more safe. I think it's fair because, for example, he's playing against really good bot lanes, right? We usually don't play. I mean, LEC bot lanes are also good, right? But most of them don't punish you as hard as, for example, RNG or DRX, right? So it's fair that he wants to play a bit more safe, and especially because we're playing around top side, right? Mostly, it's fair that we just want to preserve HP, not trade aggressively, right? But for example, in game 3, I think we played the very some camps. We forced flash early, and I was just telling him, just go, just go, just go. After before game 4, I told him as well, like, just if they're inting, trust your instincts. And I think that's what he did. Like, he played pretty well game 4, I would say. And yeah, I think. Of course, there will be some nerves. I think everyone might feel them differently, right? I think I'm a veteran right now as well, right? But like sometimes I still doubt myself, and I think that's just human. So with experience, I think he will become more secure, more aggressive, and he is already really good, right? But he will become even better.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him get even better and better with more experience. So now, of course, we got to talk about this matchup tomorrow. How are you feeling about this Evil Geniuses matchup? We got some EU-NA action.
I mean, it's going to be fun for sure because, yeah, EU and NA, the rivalry continues. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be really fun because both teams are pretty aggressive, I think, from what I've seen from them. They just want to play early games out really fast, and they also play like really aggressive comps, like with the tank supports, right? And yeah, I think it's going to be super fun because, yeah, I mean, storylines, right? And either EU or NA makes it. I think that's, yeah, that's going to be super exciting, I think.
Oh, yeah, so exciting. There's so much on the line. I know JojoPew, he had tweeted out, hey, getting ready to shit on EU. What do you make of JojoPew in general, all his antics and kind of the trash talk that goes into a series like this?
I mean, lately I haven't really been following any like Twitter or social media, because I think it's more important to just focus on yourself, your game, and like even if they say like something like along the lines of trash talk, I don't really like care about it too much. I just I think of them what I think, and they can think of me whatever they want to think, and it's not going to change anything. So yeah, I don't really follow his banter too much. But yeah, I mean, I can trash talk back and like say whatever, but I think they're a good team, and I think Yo-Yo is a good player as well. But yeah, I think we're going to beat them.
Yeah, and your play is going to do the talking at the end of the day. Last question I got for you. What is your prediction for this series tomorrow? How do you see this thing going down, and how many games?
I think at max they take 1. I think 3-1 or 3-0 for us, I would say.
Alrighty, sounds good. Well, hey, congratulations on the win today. Thank you so much for this, and good luck.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yep, you too, man. Thank you.